Oh, that is the smell of summer. Hello and welcome back. And it's been a while, so what I thought I'd do today is a bit of a catch up and a bit of a garden tour and show you what's been happening. So I think the first thing we'll go to is the greenhouse, because I've had not a disaster, but it's an opportunity. So let's go and have a look. Right, so we come into here, and what you would have noticed is there's a clear space both at the front parts now. I'll come to that in a minute because I'm going to go on the positives, and that is, like I say, an opportunity. So these are doing really well. Most of them now are just coming to the end of their flowering on the trusses. So that'll be really nice because it's such a time-consuming thing to come in and start hand pollinating them by just, well, most of the time I just shake the branches. So we've got the Black Beauties ripening up, the Cherry Chadwicks are, the Jen's Tangerine, and also the San Marzino as well, that's ripening up. So the only ones that aren't at the moment is the Orange Banana and the Harry's Italian Plum, but we've got a lot of fruit on there, and I think this is virtually the last trusses on the Orange Banana as well. So I was really happy, and over the last couple of weeks I was looking at these, the Grushovka and the Latar, and I knew the ants had basically come back. They turfed out the nematodes, especially on that one. Nematodes everywhere all around. I came in on, I think it was last Tuesday, and there was flying ants everywhere. So I started to clear out both the Grushovkas on this side. Just as I was finished, the Latar, there was an ant's nest in there, and that one erupted with all the flying ants. So that's also gone as well. So it's not the end of the world with those, is because I've harvested most of the Grushovka and the Latar that was on there. What I had noticed over the last couple of weeks, and I was trying to start to work out my timings, is both the Grushovkas and the Latar are both being spent. Now normally they go right the way through the summer, especially the Grushovka. The Latar pretty well is one fruit and that's it. You can cut it down and maybe get a second small amount of tomatoes off it, but that's round about it. But the Grushovka, normally I can go right the way through the season. We're getting a nice harvest at the start, and then it takes a while to recover, and then I get another second harvest off them. But I was looking at these plants and I was thinking, I started these too early, so maybe next time I'm going to have to start them later on. But now that I've cleared this space, let me just get the Cherry Chadwick. Now that I've cleared this space, I'm seeing this as an opportunity, because this may be how I do it, and I'm still trying to work out my timings. Is I do the Grushovkas and the Grushovka and the Latar on that side, but then when it comes to this time, I'll harvest everything and then have a clear space to start growing the second side shoots. And this is the Cherry Chadwick, which I did on camera. The others I've held off because this one was flying, and this was the problem. So I was thinking, well, I'm going to have to replace this Cherry Chadwick with this Cherry Chadwick. I was thinking I've got to figure out or get my timing spot on. But I'm now seeing this more as an opportunity, because I've now actually got space to actually have these plants starting off here. They can grow pretty big. What I will do is take out the shelves, and as these plants start finishing, I'll put the shelves over here. So I'm seeing it as an opportunity, that this may be a different way of looking at the timings. One that I hadn't even thought about is to start off the Grushovka and the Latar like I did early, maybe even a week earlier, to get an even earlier crop off them, and then clear that space out, and then all the side shoots get potted on, and then they can grow there in that clear space. So like I say, this has become a bit of an opportunity for me. Right, what else is doing well in here? Not much actually. I've got the brassicas down here. The peppers are, they've started, but I've only just potted those on, and it's the same with the chilli plants. I'm only just starting to get some chilies starting on those. I mean, they haven't really been potted on, but also the roots aren't showing yet, because this is only a small bush plant. Right, so like I say, I'm really pleased. We've got the basil growing well here, and this is lime basil. It's the first time I've had success on that, so I'm looking forward to using that in the cooking, because it really is a very zesty flavour. Right, let me show you outside now. Where shall we start? I think we start off with the brassicas. Right, before I show you the brassicas, the brassica beds, I just wanted to show you the amount of fruit that's on this cherry Chadwick. It's just one plant. So there's one truss, there's the second one, that's the third. Now if we move up, that's half of one, that's another one, that's another one. This one over here is also another one. And it's the same. It's right the way up the plant. There's more here, there, and just abundance of tomatoes at the moment, just for these 4 plants on this side, and it's the same on the other side as well. So I'm really happy it's going with all these side shoots. Right, onto these brassica beds. Well, the rocket is still doing really well in this bed. Like I said earlier, this is now probably about 11 months old, these plants are. And this isn't going to last if we keep on having these cabbage whites. Don't know how close I can get to that. It's having a good rest there. You can just see all the eggs it's laid in there. So I don't think this rocket's going to last much longer, and that will hopefully give enough room for the courgette then. I've cleared around it just to give it some space. Right, this is what I want to show you. Right, so the Brussels are doing really well, but that's not what I wanted to show you. It's this little guy here, and this is a Vapora moth. Now it's just eating a little bit of the Brussels leaf, not that much, so I'm not really that bothered about it at the moment. It's supposed to mainly eat bark and shrubs, but for some reason it's gone for these Brussels at the moment. And this bed's really flourishing. I've just given it the kiss of death, because I do know that there's some cabbage root fly around in my beds, and I'm not sure whether some have got into here as well. But I'm really enjoying the colours of the different kales against the chards and the beetroots. So we'll see how long they last. I'll come to the cabbage root fly in a bit. Right, so we've got a lemon verbena at the front there, and these are the Barry Crazy tomato. In front of that, I put some pak choys in just to try and protect them, just in case there's any slugs around, because those were on the ground where these have been raised up. And I thought I was going to get away with it, but one of the pak choys has a little munch on. But that's fine, like I say, I've put them in just to protect the tomatoes. And it's the same here. I put in more Calabrese Marathon, and we've got the pak choy in front of it just to protect them. Now here, these are the purple sprouts and broccoli. And I do have a little bit of a worry that the cabbage root fly has got down to them, the roots. What I'm going to show you now is, I think I've got a clip, is when I moved some of the Calabrese Marathon up to the top. They just came out in my hand, and these are the cabbage root fly. Right, onto the first vertical climbing bed next, and these sweet peas, I can smell them from here. Right, I know I've got the cucumbers, the mini pumpkins and the red curry, the leeks in here which I need to cover, but I'm going to talk about these sweet peas first. They've been really fantastic. These are the Eagle sweet peas. I've forgotten what variety these are. I think I got the collection, the pastel cut nursery collection, that's what I got. And that's the 3 varieties down here. And then down here I've got another 3 varieties. And we're picking off this one virtually every day. I've held off today just so that I can get them in the video, but they do smell really nice. And this one here, you know, this one is just starting off now, because this one's just been flowering all the time, but this one's just starting off. And look at that's the length of the stems on them as well. Like I say, it just really covers the whole area with a lovely smell. Yeah, let me just stick that into some water. Right, so on this bed, I'm really pleased with how everything survived the slugs. You can see at the back there, that Chinese cabbage decimated, so is that one. And the others, I'm going to just tidy up. I mean, this one, I can see there's a slug in that one as well. So what I'm going to do is just tidy up so they don't encroach on the mini pumpkins. But we're starting to get some new flowers on them. And also the same for the cucumbers. They've survived. And all I need to do is just tidy up the dead leaves. But they're starting to fly now. And I'm hoping the mini pumpkins do now. As we start to keep on getting this warmer weather, they start flying. But there's plenty of time for those. And the leeks, they're doing all right. We've had that much rain. They're flying along as well now. Now on this bed, we've got the leeks, the shallots and some of the old red onions, and that's doing fine. And it's the same for the other bed. We've got the kohlrabi and the turnips and radishes, and we're picking both the kohlrabi and the radishes. And still plenty of rocket on that bed as well. Right, so this area really is a mixed bag. We've got the Garten Pearl, 2 in each of the dolly tubs. They're flowering away, and we're getting quite a lot of fruit already forming on those. So they're doing well outside. And I really enjoy cooking with those. They're pink variety, and roasting those with some of the other pink big tomatoes like the Grushovka and some of the big plums. They do really well, make a really lovely sauce. And then we've got the Shirley Pixies. Now they're doing okay, and I'm getting some fruit on those. Considering they've been outside, like I say, they're doing well. I only grow those just for my mum, so this year I'm going to save some seed. It only gets to a small, about that height, so we haven't got far to go, and we should hopefully get quite a few late tomatoes off those, fingers crossed, with the blight. I'm really putting the mockers on this video, aren't I? Next week everything's going to be covered in blight. Right, and then onto these, it's the carrots. So this one I think may have, it's just stagnant at the moment, the carrots, so I don't know whether they've got a little bit of root fly in there. This one, they're doing okay, so hopefully you get some out of this one. And then this one is just dormant, they just stayed still, not really growing. So really, again, like I say, a mixed bag, but it's not the end of the world. It's whatever we get is whatever we get. Right, let me show you this fruit cage that I built. The black bears weren't too happy when I did that. Right, I'm rushing through a little bit now. It's just got a big black cloud behind me, so this area I know needs a tidy up, but usually these agapanthus are absolutely full of bees. I mean, this is a clip from a couple of years back, and it just hums this area usually. And this sort of indicates the difference between this year and a couple of years back with the bees. And they're starting to come back. So here's the clip now. Right, so that really is a big difference. I mean, you've got a couple of bees on them now, and they have started to pick up in the last couple of days. In the background, you'll probably be able to see the runner beans, the broad beans, sorry, are just, they've gone right over now, so we're just picking those and harvesting those. And the same with the lettuce, they're doing really well up there at the moment. and we're just harvesting the peas and the mange too. Right, let's take you over here and show you this fruit cage. Like I said, the blackbirds were queuing up when I was making this just to eat all the blueberries, so I just thought, right, it will be the fruit cage in a minute, but these are the house tomatoes, and again, we're getting plenty of them at the moment, and hopefully these continue to produce right the way up to Christmas. I just got to remember to water and feed them. Right, onto this fruit cage. Right, so this is the fruit cage I built, and it's only temporary. It just was, the blueberries turned in one day and we just weren't ready for it. And we've got plans for next year, and they're going to be put or moved just below the apple tree. We're going to have some different stakes and that. So this is just temporary. Well, when I was making it, the blackbirds were literally queuing up to eat the blueberries that were turning, and some of the ones that weren't turning. So I had to move these first two pots into the house just to protect them. And even then, every time I turned around, they were attacking some of the other ones as well. But it's worked really well, and so what I thought is, I do this and I can move up some of these brassicas. These are the purple sprouting broccoli, the winter version, and this is the only Calabrese marathon that survived as well. The other two, like I say, they got attacked by the cabbage root fly. Now in the real hot weather, these really wilt as well, and that Chinese cabbage is pretty rocky, so I think the cabbage root fly is actually in majority of these as well. So we'll see how they go, but just going to see this Calabrese marathon. Hopefully we get some broccoli off that, or Calabrese off that, a nice head, and then once it's done that, I'll go and see what the roots are like with that one as well. I get an indication then whether all the purple sprouting broccoli has got the cabbage root fly as well. But it's not the end of the world. I've got some more that I sowed the other week, so they can come out and replace these. So yeah, really pleased with actually making this, because we've had so many blueberries off these bushes now. They really have given us a lot, and they've been so nice just to have the fresh blueberries. Right, onto these Greek Giganti and the potatoes as well. Right, to start off with is the potatoes, and the Dean potatoes, and this one's the last one with the flowers on. They pretty well had flowers on about 3 weeks ago, but they're still in healthy condition, so hopefully we get some nice potatoes from there. It's just a lucky dip really. The blackbirds are now just leaving this bed alone really. They're too interested in the blueberries and just getting the food off to the fledglings. And then here we've got the Kazar and the Greek Giganti at the back, and I literally can't tell the difference between the flowers. They're both pods pretty well much look the same, so yeah. So fingers crossed we actually get some bees around to actually pollinate them, but we've got plenty of flowers developing on there, and just all hidden away. Because I've done around about 3 plants, so there's plenty of, is it vines going up? I don't know, or stems. There's plenty of flowers on there, so hopefully they actually get pollinated. And at each end we've got these Beiju mange too. I'm going to have to look at my videos to see when I planted these up, but I think it's only around about 2 months. You know, to get the mange 2 after 2 months is pretty good, I think. It's certainly a lot quicker than the mange 2 over on the fence beds. So really pleased with these, and we've got the one, the big tub that's behind the greenhouse at the moment, and those pods are, I would say, drying off. We've had that much rain that I'm going to have to look whether I need to start picking the pods and letting them dry off indoors. But yeah, really pleased, and we are starting to pick these now just to encourage more flowers. Right, and like I say, we're getting plenty of flowers from these Khazar, and oh, that's a orange too. I thought I was going to be the first one there. But yeah, plenty of flowers coming on these, and the same for the Greek Gigante on that side. Right, I can start to feel some drizzle in the air now, so I'm going to leave the video here. So like I always say, I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope to see you again.